All
Hello,
right.
hello, and welcome to Shared Space with Quida Chap. And we are here with our lovely guest. I am going to just let you all introduce yourselves and the awesome project that you all have going on at Greenmount West.
So I'll start. I'm Akila. I'm the School Community and Home Engagement Manager here at the Greenmount West Community Center.
Peace and blessings, everybody. My name is Christopher Johnson. I'm the artist in residence and art supervisor here at the Greenmount West Community Center.
Hi guys, and I'm Jen Fraser. I'm a community artist, local community artist, and contracted artist at Greenmount West Community Center working on this phenomenal project.
Nice to meet you
Awesome.
guys.
And my co host, Chap, go ahead and introduce yourself. And who are you with today? Who are you representing? Who's on the shirt?
Well, nice to meet you guys. Welcome to the show. I'm Chat. I am wearing my Power Fest Baltimore logo. Vice President of Power Fest Baltimore. Um, it is our nonprofit. It's an organization that connects all other organizations because we understand that together we can change Baltimore. Um, our event is an annual festival, bringing all the resources in Baltimore as well as bringing some entertainment, main stage, basketball, cars, you name it. We got it. And COVID's kind of jammed us up, so we've been doing a lot of background work over the last couple of years, but ready to bust it wide open in 2022. So hold on to your seats. Besides that, real quick, I just want to shout out to Donnie Glover with BlackUSA.News. Thank you for the opportunity to have the mic to be able to share it with our people in the community. And then a shout out to the other shows. We're on broadcasting 7 days a week. We have tomorrow night we got the Donnie Glover show, Sister Biz on Wednesdays. Thursdays we have Doug Blacksher and the Black Business Roundtable. Kamal Hubbard and Crypto News on Fridays. Saturday mornings we have the Blackout with Tasmir Gathers, and then Sunday evenings we have 60 Minutes with Mike Haney. And then, of course, every morning, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m., Donnie does a news show, BlackUSA.News morning show. So thank you guys for letting me do the shout out. And back to you guys. So you are our guest this evening. Quita was really excited. I saw some pictures of what you guys were doing. I read a very little bit because I kind of wanted to learn about it on the show with our audience. So what do you guys have going on?
So we took on a huge project and we call it Bell House Community Build. And basically what that is tending to one of the seniors in our community and other seniors as well, because as we began doing this work, we realized it's not just one senior, it's many of them, and we call them legacy residents, which really means the Black elders in the community. So Miss Bell is somebody who attended our programming. She bakes us pies. She's somebody that's really loved and just she has a great spirit. And Chris and Jen took on a project, we'll get into that a little more, of doing a mural on her home. And in this process, we realized that the inside of her home, it looked like a construction site and it was unsafe living conditions for her to be in. And it was like, how can we put something beautiful on the outside and the home is in this state on the
Mm,
inside? We got to start on the inside before we,
mm,
you know, tend to what's on the outside. So we began to put our minds together and create this project, what is now the Bell House Community Build. And we just need all the support that we can get. I'll let Jen and Chris talk about the mural and we can like dig deeper into it.
Okay, sure. Um, I guess I'll start if that's okay with you.
sure.
Okay.
You can
Um,
speak up a little bit or move closer to the mic. There you
sorry.
go.
Ooh. All right. Can y'all hear me?
Okay.
We good? Okay. Yeah. So absolutely. So Miss Bell, as Aquila, stated, is like prominent staple in the community. She like is just so sweet and so giving, and very social. And because of that, that was how we made that initial interaction with her. Chris and I were students at MICA, graduate students in the community arts program, and one of the things that they really try to promote within us is to really get out into the community to do the work that we're doing, not just hide away as hermits in our studios. So we're walking around researching the area And Miss Bell is out and about being social like she usually is, and that's how we kind of made that initial introduction with her. And we wanted to kind of create art that really spoke to that real communal nature of art making, right? So we're not just trying to do your stereotypical neighborhood beautification project where we come in, slap something nice that is aesthetically pleasing onto the wall, and then leave, right? We wanted our residents to be involved in every step of the way, the neighborhood to be involved every step of the way. So we took time to get to know her while we were drafting this project. And then, as Akila said, we realized that there was all this disarray going on in the interior of the home. So we really wanted to approach this project more holistically, and really just tap into that whole inside out beautification, because it's really important to honor that legacy that was there before we even got there, and really make work that's intentional and speaks to it. So, yeah, Chris, you can use the baton.
I have a question real quick? Have you guys have already started painting the mural, or what stage are you at right now?
So we're definitely working in phases, and with a mural, there is a point of hearing the voice of others. What like Mr. Keeler and Ms. Jen said, we're trying to do this right. We have a whole. This is a bigger project than us, where Ms. Bell is a voice in the community of Greenmount, but also a voice in Baltimore. She's not the only voice that needs to be heard. And so with the mural process, me and Jen have met with her on numerous occasions to finalize and get the design together. And so that process itself took months and months to get it together, but it wasn't just our vision. And so as artists and creators, we had to realize that point in time. And so that's why I say that it takes phases. So particularly, we're not just doing it, just me and her. We're actually working with the youth at the Greenmount West Community Center. And so they are participating in the artistry and making this happen, where we are first starting off where we're going to create mini mosaics just to do some different workshops with our youth. And then we're going to move on to start to create painting. The point, as you can see, is getting cold. It's getting a little nippy outside, and so we got to take our time with this process and be delicate with the mural. And so what we ran into as working on this project and this process, doing this in phases is one thing, but also knowing that there are obstacles on the house that we did not realize before. And what we realized before is when we first started this project, Ms. Bell ran into a conundrum where she did want a mural on her house originally. This was like, I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago. She wanted a mural on her house, and a collective, I'm not going to say any names, but said that they ran out of paint, but they couldn't do her mural. And she was not happy about that process, and really kind of it hurt her feelings very much so. And when we heard about it, it hurt ours as well. And so we felt like this needed to happen. In the due process, the real reason that the mural didn't get done is because it was they didn't have the funding that they wanted to get paid for to do extra work, which is understandable. But at the same time, you should definitely be honest with the community. And so this is what us working with Ms. Bell we do a lot of times. And so it's just moving on from that. When we started working with her and working on the design, she picked out what she wanted as far as colors, what it looks like, and all those things in nature. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
So let me ask you this. I found out about you guys on Instagram, on the Instagram commercials, reels. You guys were doing, I think it's the fun the camp Friday. Tell me a little bit about that. I think I saw Akila's beautiful face talking about fund the campaign. And I'm like, what are we funding? What are we doing? I need to understand what we're funding and who this Bella is. I came to your community event. So tell me a little bit about how you guys came up with that idea and, why I wanted to bring you on, because you guys need some volunteers. So let's.
Absolutely. So the total cost is around $250,000. Okay. So the amount we need in cash is $150,000. So far, we are a little over 6,000, but already, as we mentioned, everything is moving in phases. So we had to get the dumpster, Then we had to get the drawings for the house from the contractors. Then we had to find her a temporary place to live. So already we're past 5,000 that we put into it. And then we had to find storage and then other materials that went into it. So all of that, we're already down to just only having 1,000 left. So right now we need volunteers that are plumbers, electricians, that can do tiling, painting, anything helps because now it's a community build project. And the money is just helping going towards adding to the account so we can get the work done in a faster process. Our goal is to have her in the home and have it complete by March
Okay.
of 2022.
Well, you look, it's I think it's very providential you're on the show today. Obviously, Quida with Baltimore Homes might know some trade people. I'm a framer and carpenter by trade, so I'm excited to hear about your program. I'm ready to just come down to the house with me and my two sons and my tools and throw down and frame some stuff up, right? But yeah, this is the perfect opportunity. Then, let's share this with people because I think that people understand the value. I certainly do of our legacy residents. I want to comment that I love that term. The most important people in my community and my family and the people I turn to the most before I do anything are all my senior. Man, they have a wealth of knowledge and experience. But I've also been enlightened to the point that we have to refer to our elders and we have to refer even further back to our ancestors and understand what they've done to get to the point where we are now, right?
Yes.
I love that you just started with one person because that one person we've talked about on the show before has infinite value. And so it's never a waste of our time when we pour into someone.
Right.
And especially a blessing to her when she didn't have to or feel the need to ask for help because we get in a place in a station in our life where we're okay. Our normal adjusts to the trauma around us.
Right. And let's be honest, that should not be anyone's normal. Like,
no. I sympathize with Miss Bell because 2 years ago at my house looked like a construction site.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived like that for years. And what motivated me, to be honest, was that I got custody of my two sons, and I was like, man, I didn't grow up like this. They don't deserve to grow up like this. So me and my wife put the feet to the fire. She got the whole kitchen redone. My sons and I now are finishing a basement that was just dirt and mud. And
wow.
It's empowering, right? Like even to have someone come and do that for you, it's so empowering, and it just builds up you're building up her value within herself. Even though she's an established, experienced person, you're reminding her of her value, and it's more than what she's been experiencing so far, and she deserves more. And you're delivering on that, and so that's very powerful. Me, I just
right.
I'll shut up, but I just want to share that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Chap. But in addition to Chap, I'm sure there's other people who are listening who have the same skill set that can contribute the same amount of love and understanding that this is bigger than just Miss Bell. This is planting a seed for Habitat for the Hood, y'all. Like, there are so many seniors that need this type of help because dilapidated homes, listen, real quick history lesson, y'all, okay? Redlining is real, and the way that it affects the value of homes in Black communities prevents our elders from being able to take out the same loans that someone in the white L would be able to take out to repair their roof because equity is being built, because the house was priced appropriately from the beginning. So all these things are just compounded issues that come right back to, I say at every show, systemic racism and ways that are plaguing our Black communities. So our seniors shouldn't have to pay for something that was done 100 years ago. Like, we need to do what we can do while we combat policy and infrastructure and all of those things. But giving the seniors and donating and contributing and giving your time helps so that these particular seniors are no longer facing that equity gap. We're bringing their homes up to code. They're going to be able to age in place. But hold on. Somebody tell me what y'all say, because it reminds me of Biggie, but I don't want to get it wrong.
Age in place with dignity and grace.
Okay, with dignity and grace. I feel like I put that in the email and I was like, it is definitely not style and grace. That is definitely exactly what Biggie says. So dignity and grace. I think that is so cute. Like we got to put it on a t-shirt and sell those. Somebody go ahead and draft that up. And then that'll be a whole separate t-shirt.
I know a guy. Live Loud Mitchell do it for us. Yep.
Listen, like all the funds need to come in some way, somehow. Because did you hear the dollar amount? 200,050? 250, right?
Yep.
What I think, Quida, too, what you guys are doing speaks to something we've addressed before on the show as far as gentrification in our city. They count on us to do it to ourselves as well. We've talked about how everyone spends holidays and family reunions and Sundays at grandma's house, but no one invests in grandma's house. So that when grandma passes, nobody wants to deal with the house. It's not livable, and so they're counting on us to do that.
Right, to leave the house dilapidated.
So you guys are bucking the system, man. You're taking care of our people. That's like basics. It's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah, and then hearing about her story too, because she came from Section 8, and then she bought this house in Greenmount West, and she's been there for 30 years in this community, and she does have children and grandchildren, and they can't even come visit her or see her like that in that condition. And we do believe in generational wealth because that is important. And as you said before, a lot of people, they like to go through things in secret or hide it. And since we've been doing this, at least 3 other seniors on my caseload is like, my floor is falling in, my roof is not fixed, my kitchen floor, my carpet, I have holes here. So they didn't know what to do. They didn't want people to know their business. They felt ashamed, and they didn't want people to know that they were living like that. Because
sometimes you don't know who to trust and who to reach out to or where to start.
But
it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, and you got to know that.
The way that Miss Bell's house is now, she didn't do that herself. Like someone came in there that she paid, that she thought she could trust, and they left her without any insulation. Like, how big these houses are, how cold it gets, and how hard it's going to be for her to keep any sort of heat in the house. Like, come on.
And something that she said to me too that really played on my emotion. She said this about before we got her in temporary housing last week. She was like, when am I going to be able to get moved? She said, because it's so cold in here. She said, the only time I feel heat is when I'm in a tub, when I'm under a whole bunch of covers about to go to sleep at night. And I was just like, we have to find somewhere for her to live, because that is just
right. And that's weeks ago, and it's only going to get colder, right? So yeah. So bringing it back, you guys are having a volunteer event on Saturday, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little more about that. Tell us the details, and if folks need to get signed up, and where they can send their cash before they arrive.
So we are having a building brunch on November 20th from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Show up, come through. We'll have breakfast, but we'll also be moving things because Miss Bell, she has 4 floors, if I'm not mistaken, of objects that we have to move out the house. It is online on Instagram, on the link at GWCC Baltimore. And so we definitely can use more volunteers to be able to help with this project. Like I said, there will be food, but we also want to be giving more information on as we move forward with the project of Miss Bell. And so, yeah, just let me know if I'm missing anything.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so basically the building brunch is for people to know more about us while they're helping and while they're being fed, because we will be having eggs and potato, all the good stuff. So you're being fed and full, and then you're also being fed about the situation.
What's the date? What's the date for that?
So that is November 20th. So this Saturday.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, this Saturday, and you said it starts at 8 a.m.
From 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Okay, 8:30 to 12:30. All right.
All right, we'll have to tell Donnie, sorry, we're not going to see him Saturday morning. We're busy.
Right. So what we typically do on Saturdays, I've committed definitely now that it's getting cold to at least once a month. I can't be out there every weekend, y'all. I'm going to just go ahead and cut that short. But we are in West Baltimore at 1200 Fremont cleaning up the old, what is it, Pender Hughes Elementary School right across from the Market Avenue or what have you. So yeah, but we're normally out there bright and early. Chap is out there at 8 o'clock. I get there about 8:30. In my mind, I get there at 8 o'clock, y'all, because I'm struggling. I'm struggling at 8 o'clock. I am struggling already, but I show up. But this week we're gonna be out here with you all. So what address could people show up at? How do they find you all?
311 East Lafayette Avenue. Right in Guilford and Greenmount. So that's 311 East Lafayette Avenue.
All right. Down the street from the garage.
Yes.
Yep, right down the street. Right down the street. Right. We will be outside. Okay. So you will see a lot of beautiful people outside coming together and to help out. So definitely stop by. And even if so everyone listening, even if you're not able to, physically help, please show up. Definitely show up to receive information because it's a lot to give. I'll be out there very cold and quiet, but I'll be working. Miss Akila and Miss Jenna be out there moving the thing. We're moving along, but every in the community be out there just working together. One thing I'm gonna say, a lot of folks think that this is just a Greenmount project. This is a GWCC project. It is not. It's very, very bigger than us, way bigger than what we're doing at our individual lives, individual days.
It's a Baltimore project. Calling everybody in Baltimore. Let's go.
It's a nationwide project. A lot of times that we think that it's just our own individual lives. We carry so much during the day, but in actuality, I will sleep and think about this project. I don't know about any other person, but I definitely think about this a whole lot. I put a lot of my own personal practice, but not only that, I just put a lot of my spirit into it. And so I think that with any skill you have, because right now, I think they both agree that we're not just our titles anymore. We've exceeded above and beyond what our expectations in our normal days are. And so whoever out there has those skills and think that that's just it, it's not. You can do as much more. Just think about if this was your family. As you said, Chap, before, you do a lot of stuff for your family, but imagine if this was your grandmother, your mother, your relative. And I think about that a lot because it woke me up as just a community artist, but also as just a person in general. And so I think that if anybody, would really get to know, not only come and meet us, but also meet Miss Bell, you would definitely get the feeling of you just want to do everything for her and for the community. So.
That's why I'm over here smiling, because she is my family. She's got a brother she ain't know she had, and it's my first time hearing about it.
Right.
Baltimore is one big family. We very strongly, Quida will tell you, that's how we roll. And even to say that you don't always like all your family, but Baltimore, if you're from Baltimore, you family, like it or not, and whether I like you or not, I love you, right? That's the Baltimore vibe. It's like, if you guys are from Baltimore, people can hate on you and you're like, oh, you hate me? Well, I love you. Like it's all love out here, and that's part of why we do what we do on this, not just on this show, but like that's what Donnie does with Be More News. We're trying to portray the truth about Baltimore, not the media angles, man. Like there's so much love in Baltimore, and if you can't see that right here, right now with these three guests, and I don't know what to tell you, they, you guys are just investing in someone in the community that you didn't have to, right? If we're responsible community leaders, we kind of have a duty to, but at the same time, like, it's just beautiful to see that, you genuinely care to a point where, like you said, you understand that it's not just look what I can do, but, and you're also not too proud to ask for help. Like we all need to come together for Miss Bell. Cause if we can do that for Miss Bell, we can do that for everybody in Baltimore, one person at a time.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes, I can tell that you guys will be willing to do that one person at a time. I know you can. And like we all, people always say game recognizes game, but spirit recognizes spirit. Even through the digital media, I can feel that vibe from you guys. And I'm encouraged. I'm excited to come see what you guys are doing Saturday.
Yeah. This is how I felt when I was in our Zoom meeting. I was like, oh my God, how did I not know about this?
Right.
How do I tell people about this? I need to send something out to my volunteers, tell them to show up, show out, bring their tools and everything. Because even if you don't have a skill set, you can share this on your Instagram. You can contribute.
That might be your skill set is social media.
Right. Social media
Good for it.
engagement, okay? Helping to build up donations, spreading awareness. All of those things are necessary. And then more importantly, engaging with the community to understand that this impact, again, is just a seed. Like Miss Bell is only one of the people. She's one of first, right?
Right.
This is going to continue. You, like you said, you found out that working in the community center, you become a social worker, you become a navigator, you become a politician. Like you're talking about everything and learning a little bit about a little bit to help whoever you need to help. And this is one of those things. So folks need to show up and show out. Come out and donate beforehand. Put your money where your mouth is at this moment, right? And then, go ahead, Chad.
I'm sorry, I had a quick question though. I just want to clarify that you guys are not part of the city Parks and Recs agency, correct? This is a private, not private, but this is
It's a nonprofit.
Center. Thank you. I want to point that out. I've worked for the city Parks and Recs, and there are people like you in the agency, but they are not empowered to do what you're doing. The city actually would discourage this kind of program. And so I just want to put that out there that, if you guys are from Baltimore, we all we need, and make a point that you guys are doing this without the support of the city necessarily. This is all community and nonprofit based work. And so we're able to do what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just encouraged to hear that. I've actually never been to the community center, and I can't wait to visit. There's a couple really good community centers that are nonprofits like you guys, and it's beautiful to see the things that you're empowered to do. I don't know. I'm just excited. Like I'm very much not a person who runs out of words, but I'm just like I'm anticipating just coming and seeing. Like I don't have much to say beyond that. I just can't wait to get there Saturday. Hurry up.
I'm excited to have you all come too. I'm thinking about the idea she said about getting a shirt, because that can we have our own screen printing studio here at the center.
Do you need help with digital design? Because I could slide by. Y'all are right around the corner from me. Because that's
we come to Miss GWC Power Press, and so definitely have a full. We got all the equipment here.
That's what I'm saying, Quida. We just got to slow down, check out what they're working with, man.
If anybody listening out there, if you have your own project you want to work on, do it here. If you have your own idea, own message, do it here, because this is a place that builds greatness. It builds brightness, and it builds a foundation for anything that you have an idea about. So I definitely recommend coming here and just getting them shirts done, getting any type of printing material done at the center.
Listen, are the listeners hearing this? This is a resource for the community. Like, I'm going to help them, but this is what's available to all the people everywhere. As long as you're respectful and you mind your manners, you'll be welcome back. Like, come on, folks. This is how things get done. And this is how you network and learn and meet other people. So that's really cool. I had no idea. So I will be coming up there. So hold up, Akila. So you're like, hold on. Not only can we get shirts, but we can get masks too, because this is still a whole pandemic. And folks need masks when they're in the community center anyway. Absolutely. What else are we thinking about, honey?
I'm thinking about bags, tote bags.
Little tote bags.
Hey, our artists can develop some NFTs. Sell some NFTs.
Sell some NFT. Okay, see, that's too. I can't. I'm not there yet, Chad. I'm not there with the coins and the NFTs. I'm still learning. I'm working on these houses right now. Baltimore homes, my Michael shelters, my tiny homes, and Miss Bell's home. All right.
If you research some of the NFTs people are selling, they look like 1990s Windows, like copy paste paint work. It's terrible when they're making money with this. And we've got real artists that need to learn about this system, because real artists will kill it. Because I'm telling you, they got like icons from like the '90s, like garbage, and people are selling it and making money.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get
yeah.
on.
So let me back up. Let me back up to you guys for a minute. So I tried to do a mural program through the Parks and Recs, and of course, no real support there or green lights. But my idea was, and you guys, I'd like you to share more on how you got things moving in your steps. What I had done was I'd gone to Patterson High School, and the art teachers there were going to do a senior project. They're kind of going to draw all the murals, have the seniors come out and kind of paint by numbers idea. But they were also going to, seniors were going to partner with the kids at the rec who are much younger, like elementary, middle school age. And it was this whole community environment where the art teachers were in charge, the seniors were kind of the leaders, and they were showing the kids and including the kids in this mural at the rec, so that it became, everybody had skin in the game. It became like the whole community had ownership of this project. And I guess not being an artist, but being a construction guy or someone who can definitely like paint by numbers, is that like the idea of how you guys would work, or do you guys kind of take control of the project, or how do you share and get people included and involved in that portion of the project?
Yeah, so essentially that was kind of how the vision started. Like, we really wanted to have a project that was like that everybody could contribute to and was informed by the whole neighborhood, right? So basically, in order to kind of find that balance and compromise, because again, we did have to go back and forth with the homeowner about getting the design just right, to kind of honor again her legacy and what she wanted. We sort of had to use that paint by numbers sort of all-inclusive model, and then sort of channel that towards our programming. So the way that our youth programming is structured is sort of in that way. Everybody is contributing a piece to the puzzle that is the larger mural project, but then while also teaching them, very like valuable skills and like practical skills that they can take to build onto their own portfolio. So it's again very holistic development. It's very similar in nature to that. And so while the design might necessarily be like this one specific idea, everybody's going to have some form of input and impact into it to some degree. And in terms of like getting the project started, also it was very similar to that, where it was literally just us going around the neighborhood to community association meetings, just walking up and down the street, talking to neighbors, talking to the local high school, talking to kids at the center, and then just kind of coming together to tell people about the project and what do you want to get out of this, and how can we use this as a vehicle to kind of have us pouring back into the community while also having them pour into the project. So there's a lot of symbiosis sort of happening all throughout.
Jen is she's being very nice right now. We just we had about 3 years of trying to find funding.
It was lengthy symbiosis.
And I know paint donations are hard to come by now because of COVID. Paint donations are like impossible at this point.
So that sounds good, but we fell off the bike so many times to the point where we done scraped our knee, and we just had to keep getting up and riding it. We beautifully, I can't tell you how many times me and Jim have met to discuss trying to gather funding for this particular mural project and projects in the future. One thing is we don't include our youth. We work with our youth. And so there's a big understanding of that sometimes going into murals with youth, it's not understood. Our youth are actually like really head forward. They know every step that we take together. And so if we don't have funding, so the project we have stucco on the wall. Guaranteed, we have stucco on the wall. And if anybody knows what stucco is a brilliant material that is hard to paint on. It's very difficult to paint on, and it will suck up so much paint. The removal of that stucco at first cost about $20,000. Now we're finding out that it's going to cost a whole lot more to do the project, which we're running at about, like Akila said, 150. But we're really in doing the mural is going to cost about $60,000 to completely do the mural, to get it done. And we're just trying to find out ways we can get funding to be able to do those certain things. And so those are obstacles that we have conversations with our youth. We actually talk about the financial part, the actual making of the mural. We don't just cut them out of just the process of paint and cut and paste. We don't do that. We include them into the process of working on this. And so I think Jen beautifully said, like, we literally are trying to find out the parameters of just trying to create art with a purpose and intentionality doing this project. And I personally, I wouldn't do this without it, and I ain't trying to do this without the youth either, because this is a lot for one person. And I think doing it together makes it so much easier, because if I'm sad I'm having a rough day, I look at my youth, I'd be like, yo, this is a rough day. And they'd be like, yeah, Mr. Chris, we having a rough day too. And so we kind of just talk together. And so I think that's what's going to make this mural happen and make it successful.
Chris, it's interesting that you say that you all have to work together and that it makes it easier. I often say on the show, like, one of the tiny home communities that I want to create is for artists and or solopreneurs, because that kind of lifestyle gets like really lonely. Like when you're thinking and, I don't know, obsessing over your next project, and you think you want to talk to somebody, but you're like, they're going to judge me or they're going to talk me out of it. And then you get stuck in your head. And I know we've all been there. And once you're stuck in your head, you're like, okay, I'm not going to even worry about that. I'm not going to even do that right now. And no, you need your Jen or your Keila to come around and be like, hold up, what you talking about? You're not going to do this right now. It's bigger than just you, Chris. There is a whole Miss Bell and another person that is waiting on us. So no. And I think that collective mindset is really what people need to understand, that that's what community building is all about, right? Like if you're doing it by yourself, you're probably doing it wrong. Like, let's be honest. If you're doing it for the community and you're doing it by yourself, you really should have a lot of strategic partners. And I think, Chap, you would know that in the work that you all do, because it's not just you. It's always you and Lou. Like, it's never.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, because sometimes it does feel like just me, even though I know people support.
Right.
Yeah. You made me forget what I was going to say, calling me out.
I'm sorry.
But I wanted to share, like, listening to you guys, man, is like really like just refilling my hope tanks right now. Just thinking about the idea, and just as I'm marinating on everything you're saying and on this project, like, this is my next project. You're my next family to dive into, man. I'm just really excited. I don't have anything better to do than this. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of it's
time of the year too. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's a time of year where everybody's got turkeys and toys handled. But this speaks to what I do. I'm a construction guy by trade. I'm a community guy by the gift of God, grace of God. And I just envision the whole neighborhood of murals as we, you work your way through the neighborhood, helping everybody. Like this is one of could be one of many, right? Like I envision like taking this process that you're doing, and as you refine it each time you do it and you raise awareness and it becomes more practiced. And of course you meet nuances of the neighborhood and you build different relationships. Once you get a framework, like this is a machine that you can just crank out one house at a time. Like I'm envisioning like going down McCullough and Hoffman and just looking at all those brick homes just painted up as we pour into each house and make sure everybody down there is okay, or wherever you're at.
Hell, go down Greenmount, okay?
Well, no, I'm just
the street from the community center. But yes, all
of neighborhoods of like where the murals are. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited about that. I love murals. I love driving to the spots in Baltimore. Even I don't even know who that guy is, but even on North Avenue, that Korean dude, the big wall with the Korean, like who is that guy? But it's an iconic mural in Baltimore, right? Like by the park. I love that about the city. I love that about our city. Even the guys who don't do it legally, like when you used to go down. If you're heading down,
I love graffiti art. Don't be cute.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
For the longest time, and throughout COVID and everything, there was a spot where if you turn left at Lake Clifton, turn left on St. Lo, and take it around to Wolf Street, and there was this little barrier that this kid kept spray painting, and it said "Lighten up, be more." And it just made my day every time I drove past it. And then every once in a while, the custodians would or the city workers, DPW would paint over it, just primer over it. And I'd be like, oh, that's sad. And then he'd just come back and hit it up again, lighten up, be more. And I'm just like, every time I see it, it was like, it refilled me, like something silly like that. But I was like, man, I love this kid. Like, whoever he is, like, I'm loving it.
You know what's funny? I think about how I love dirt bike and dirt bike culture. And I know that people consider it a nuisance. So I don't know. I think I feel the same way about graffiti art. Like, people consider it a nuisance, but to me, like, you see, I call it graffiti art because it's art. I'm not going to just call it graffiti because that often sounds derogatory. Like, you're not going to have me out here, you know what I'm saying, talking bad about something that I love. And so I really do love the fact that, one, you guys are like doing a Habitat for the Hood, like, and
I like that too. That's the name right there. You got Habitat for Humanity. We got Habitat for the Hood.
hello.
That's the T-shirt. That's the T-shirt because that's like street cred right there. That's the T-shirt.
That's what I say about Baltimore homes. I'm like, oh, we Habitat for the Hood, not really for humanity. We're
well, no, your Baltimore homes Habitat for the Hood is bigger than you. It's about these guys too.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Because there are hoods all over the place.
Yes.
So this is beautiful. And I hope that there are other community centers and organizations that are listening and, you know, taking notes like, hey, we can show up and ask a couple of questions, plug some other resources, connect you with some funding.
My wheels are already turning. Look, Arise Baltimore, Ryan, Elise, you know.
We know some folks that we need to bring along and forward after it gets up there. So we're going to continue to make sure that people know that November 20th at 8:30 to 12:30 is Lunch and Build at 311
East Lafayette.
East Lafayette.
You almost had it.
It's all good. You was on it.
I like to think that I'm one take homie, but it's all right. We gonna bring it back and it's gonna be fine. So, all right. So tell me about the phases. I don't know that we got through all of the phases because now,
I'm wondering about the construction phases. So like as far as the inside of the house, like where are you at? What's the next step? What's going on? Have we even started yet? Do we need to come in and do that?
We're starting by removing items this week.
I have an army of young men for demo that are ready and energetic.
Okay. So we
We're not demoing yet. We're not
started any of the construction yet.
Okay.
So we started the dumpster phase, like emptying the house of all the trash, unnecessary items. Second was getting her in temporary housing, getting her out of the home. And then the 20th will be getting everything out the house, going into storage. It will be going into a storage pod. Then the house will be completely emptied. And we already started with the drawings. So we already have like the drawings and the layout and then the prices and breakdown. So I can send it to you as well. The breakdown we have like for each thing and how much it's going to cost.
Okay.
And how we can cut costs with
who's helping you with the moving? Are you guys using pods or do you have a mover?
Pods.
Okay. Because my man Kermit with Focus Movers is always 1,000% down to help the community. Quida will tell you on the spot, make a phone call. He's there. So, you know, anytime there's a need, we take good care of him when we can. And when we can't, he still shows up.
Yeah, that's good to know because she has to move back too.
Right. We did move her out. We got to move her back with dignity and grace. Okay.
Yes. Kermit will definitely be on that. Trust me.
Okay.
Man, so the 20th, I guess we're just looking for volunteers. You just like an immediate need would be for this week is for us to reach out and just have people make them aware of what's going on. And you just need numbers, need bodies to safely load up her things into storage.
Yes.
Okay.
That and broadcasting it to all of your shared networks.
Yeah. And do you guys everything? I'm sorry, is everything's packed up and everything, or does she need help with that as well?
Everything is packed up.
Awesome.
And what were you going to add, Akila? Ideally, what was that?
I was saying ideally, if we found volunteers that was like, okay, I'm a painter. Okay, I can do sheetrock. Oh, I'm a plumber. I'm an electrician. That will cut our costs tremendously. So that's the goal too. As long as we like keep spreading out our networks and like filling in these gaps, we can decrease this price. It's 150,000. It will be at a faster rate and a more realistic rate too.
We'll talk offline. We're going to talk offline this week. Hopefully, if you guys got time.
Okay.
Yeah,
we've
I've
got some
actually
really
already
good
started sending out, like, y'all need to show up to this. Y'all need to show your faces here. Make sure that people know who you are. You're being held accountable. I'm going to ask Akila, Jen, and Chris. They need to know your names. Make sure you introduce yourself. Like, yeah, because there are a lot of organizations that are doing rehabs and renovations in Baltimore. And this is absolutely the type of thing that they need to be doing on a Saturday from 8:30 to 12:30, okay?
Right.
So I'm going to do what I can do to bring more and more people along, including Chappie and some of your police friends I'm thinking of right now that I'm going to hit up as soon as we get off of this. And I think that it's going to be beautiful. I think that it's going to be really, really beautiful.
It already is. I appreciate the opportunity you're giving us to join in this privilege to serve Miss Bell. And I hope that other people appreciate the opportunity as well.
So let me ask you this. I don't think I asked a lot or any questions about the programming that's going on at Greenmount. Like, what do you guys have going on at the community center besides your awesome screen printing situation?
So right now we have after school programming. I'm the school community and home engagement manager, also the social worker here. And I have a caseload of 35 youth, and we have different programming and enrichment because we want them to have an end result at the end so we can see them produce and see how they're growing with their skills and how they're learning at the same time. So right now we have a quilting class, we have a musical theater. They'll be seeing an actual live play next week to kind of get inspired by it and see what it's like actually on the stage and things like that. We have arts and chill with Mr. Chris. And then he has the Mural Maestros program as well with the youth. Last summer, we actually had graffiti. What was it? Gentlemen's graffiti.
Gentlemen's graffiti.
So we taught our youth how to graffiti, and we have our own graffiti alley out here.
Yes. Sounds like a photo shoot opportunity.
Hey, I'm the plug if you guys got some young actors. I fell into working with HBO for the last 2 months and made some really good relationships. So if any young people from Baltimore are interested in doing modeling and extra work, I found 2 really good casting companies that they don't charge you. A lot of places try to charge you and are kind of predatory, but these guys are just about getting people in Baltimore, getting work in front of you. So yeah, we can talk about that too.
We have a lot of talented youth here.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Baltimore's the most talented city in the world. You can't tell me no different. I love my city.
Right. Okay. So wait, what were you finished or?
Yeah.
Okay. So also, we also focus on their academics. So we offer any tutoring that they may need help with, helping them with assignments and things like that. And then we have youth employment. So once our youth get a certain age, like we have a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old, and they come here after school. It gives them a way to make money on the side. They really enjoy it. We really center academics, leadership, mentorship, and achievement. It's called ALMA. We made up our own acronym just to center what it means. And then on top of that, I have a caseload of seniors too, 35 senior citizens, and I do social prescribing, and that's just connecting them to holistic resources and just talking to them. Like, you'd be surprised how many seniors don't have family they can talk to, or they just want somebody to know that they just want to know somebody cares. Like, hey, how are you? How you doing?
I love my seniors. Yes.
So that's what we do. We do with seniors and then youth and families.
So y'all do everything. What do you mean?
Basically.
Everything. That's the whole ecosystem.
It's a community center, not a youth center.
We were joking because it was Kennedy and I and Chris, and we were like, we've done so much since we've been here. We've been in every role. We were laundry attendants. We had a mobile laundry that we saved up money for because the seniors they don't have a laundromat in the community. So we did a 2-week pilot, and we were like working it, like helping them wash their clothes and dry their clothes for free. And the news came and did a story on it. It was like a big thing because nobody's ever done it before. We had this big laundry trailer. So we're always doing special big projects like this.
So tell me more about that though, because I think I can use that for the tent encampments that I visit and help clean up. Like, so how did that work out? wait, tell me more about where these laundry machines were plugged in at and how they got power, because that's what the problems are, right?
Absolutely. So we what we ended up doing was we rented a trailer, and it was through US Mobile Kitchens, and they already have the wash machines and the dryers in there. And then we did in kind to get the laundry detergent and the dryer sheets donated, and then we created the laundry bags here. We got them made here and like put our logo and information on there as well. And then we just reached out to the community. We started scheduling people, and then we used the power of the Montessori school.
Okay.
So we had our water and our electric like all plugged up. But they basically did everything as far as like the plug up. It was pretty simple. They taught us how to do it. So on a day-to-day basis, we knew how to open, how to close up. It was amazing. I enjoyed it.
Oh my goodness. And so was it not a sustainable model? Why did it only last? I think did you say it only lasted not only, but that it lasted for 2 weeks?
Yeah, we had to rent the trailer and it was really expensive. So, it wasn't something we can afford to continuously do.
Yeah.
I can get you. I bet I can get you the trailers for free.
Oh,
there's a group called Organization of Hope that I can connect you guys with. I put it in the chat too, but just remind me when we talk. So there's an organization.
Oh yeah, Miss Patricia. Duh.
Yeah, you know Dr. Patricia. Yeah.
Yes.
She's got the mobile trailers. She's been desperately trying to get them in Baltimore for a couple of years, and Baltimore City being the cumbersome process of doing anything. I think she finally signed a contract last year with them to be in the city without all the permitting and all the.
Yeah, she came to the Franciscan Center last Father's Day. Thank you, shout out Chap for coordinating that. So wait, do you all have a parking lot?
So we used the school lot out back, and that was just like a pilot program to show like, okay, this was a need in the community. This is how it helped. We had our statistics and our numbers. I'm not sure if that's something we're going to continue to do.
The opportunities there,
as well.
But listen, the fact of the matter is you have the statistics and the numbers. So knowing that it's a need for the community, anybody that's listening could step in and step up and take the information that you've already found and use that to create an organization or some sort of outreach program themselves. Like we're all we need. Y'all started it. Somebody else can take the baton and finish it.
I'll share with you, if somebody were to do that, I'll share with you that Dr. Patricia has told me before, it's actually cheaper for her to have those resources in the communities running than it is to pay storage and maintenance on them.
Wow.
So she'd much rather have them sitting in communities where they're needed, even moving them around. All those things she's willing to coordinate because it's more valuable to her organization to have them in the communities working than it is just sitting in and not being used.
Yeah, and there's showers, there's toilets,
the showers,
and there's hot water, and they wash clothes. So it's for more than just seniors. Like I said, I worked with the unhoused population, so those showers come in handy. But what if there's seniors who don't have hot water and they're not telling us that they don't have hot water? Like
I'm telling you, there are that aren't telling you. I know.
Like that just breaks my heart. Okay. All right, I'm back. These are resources that folks can use and that we can share and continue to bring to the community. So we need to continue to have conversations with this. Right. So after November 20th, do you all have a follow-up event or the next event plan that you need volunteers and people to commit to?
So the date is still TBA, but we will have another recap of this is where we are, have another Zoom meeting just to update, and so that people and volunteers that are supporting us, we can all, like you said, all be in the same communication, know what's going on, and continue to do the work until it's complete.
Awesome. Okay, so are there any last words or anything you want to say before we begin to wrap up?
Yeah, one thing I did want to say is just definitely follow the Bell Community Build page on Instagram. That's where you can know what all the updates and just like new things are coming up. We post We all share in that responsibility of posting on Fridays, which is our bigger than us Fridays, Feel the Fun Fridays. And so we're very proud of that. And so definitely want to just keep over there. That's our each individual platforms of our lives, but we also contribute on that page, and we also post events that we do. So that's the Bell Community Build, I believe, on Instagram. But also, everybody definitely come through on November 20th between that 8:30 and 12:30 p.m. Just to say, hey, so what's up? See what we got going on, and come speak and just come find out some information. Anything else, I just want to say thank y'all so much for having myself and us being here and just getting to talk about this, because it's very important to us all. And just thank you.
Of course. This is a shared space for a reason. This platform would be nothing if it was just Chap and I. Like, that's no fun. We need to bring people on to tell us what's going on in the community. Come on, Chap, really? I mean, every now and again we do shows by ourselves, but I'm telling y'all the truth, it is never planned that way. Not very much, okay? We want to bring this platform to people that are doing awesome stuff in Baltimore. So if you want to come back, when you want to come back, you know how to get in touch, right? You just let Kennedy know or contact Chap or I and come back on, give us some updates. Let us know when people need to come back out. As far as Baltimore Homes goes, we're looking at starting to build again for MLK at the Community Tool Bank. That date has not been confirmed. People do not just show up. Wait till it's on the Baltimore Homes website. But Chap has shared his number with you all in the private chat. And we will be back next Monday, 7 p.m. And Jen and Akila, I just want to make sure, did you guys want to plug anything?
I just wanted to say thank you for having us. Thank you for centering community. And I believe in reciprocal relationships. So I do want to know how we can continue to build and in ways that we can support. Because this Saturday, you guys are helping us. So I'm like, okay, what's the next Saturday? Where are we stepping in? So just continue to just merge that gap and, continue to build.
Yes. Okay. So one and done. That reminded me. Sundays, we are at Lake Montebello, 9 a.m. Walk with a doc. We have a doctor walks around Lake Montebello talking about issues in the community. We've had someone talk about maternal health, someone talk about breast cancer health, oral health, sexual health, all the things that are needed, because health is everything that's a part of our ecosystem. But we're also activating that space and wanting to engage people and get people to move and get outside, get some fresh air. So every Sunday, Lake Montebello, 9 a.m., it's getting nippy, so it's going to end very soon. But while it is going on, y'all, 9 a.m., meet us out there. But this Saturday, we're going to be with you guys at 311 Lafayette Avenue.
East Lafayette. You was there. Try one more time. It takes two. Try one more time.
311 East Lafayette Avenue. See, this is no fun because we literally just said it. But we will be back next Monday. Jen, did you want to say any last words?
Sure. I'll just close out again by saying thank you again. Thank you, all of you. This is great. Community building. Love to see it. And just I really believe in the power of seeing like what we can do collectively. And I feel like this is a great example of that. So just thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak about this on such a public platform, and for us all to see in living color, just like in the flesh, what we can do collectively.
Absolutely. I love that. All right, Chappie, I'll see you in about a week or less. And thank you guys. We're going to bring you guys back on really soon.
See you guys Saturday.
See ya.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.